Hey there YouTube, Flaming Creations here, back with another video, and today I have another new glove to add to the Flaming Creations ever-growing catalog of gloves that we offer. And today I have this metal Demon Freddy Versus. For Brandon, I should say. Originally, when I was building this glove, I really didn't have anyone in mind per se, but then Brandon saw that I was doing a Versus glove and he claimed it. So this is your glove, Brandon. So a bit about this particular glove, because I like to give histories. During the Demon Freddy scene in Freddy vs. Jason, originally they wanted to have a specialty glove used by Demon Freddy to kind of differentiate that it's Freddy, but it's like different from normal versus Freddy. That didn't end up happening. That idea was scrapped. But there were two different gloves used during the Demon Freddy scene. And we know this more so due to pictures, behind the scenes pictures. There's two somewhat infamous shots of Demon Freddy standing on the dock at Crystal Lake. And in those two pictures, which you might think that they're from the exact same take, but they must not be, because in one picture he is wearing a plastic glove. It's entirely plastic. And eventually I will get around to replicating that one. And then in the other picture, he is wearing this particular glove, or what is the actual screen used one. This is a replica of that glove. And what I can assume is probably for the wide shot. Maybe when Freddy's jumping out of the lake onto the dock and everything, and when he lands, he has this glove on, but I think that then, like, Lori goes and tackles him, and then maybe when she tackles him, because of their up-close face-to-face, then they might have switched it out for the plastic glove, because of that would have been safer for the actors and such. So the Demon Freddy Versus was also used in an alternate opening for Versus. The only difference from that alternate opening is there's like some dialogue differences, but there was an added scene where it's like Jason's mask in the dirt and Freddy's glove jumps up, grabs it, and drags it down. That is also what I'm dubbing the metal Demon Freddy Versus glove. So and basically what makes this glove different or special from other gloves is, first off, I'd say armature / template wise, it seems to have the templates of the Hero Versus. When I say that, there's two different kind of categories I would distinguish Versus gloves kind of fall into. There's the ones that appear to take more off of the Hero Versus, and then there's some that take more off of the B Versus. Granted, each glove is different, and the templates for each glove is different. The templates off this, in terms of length, is what I'm talking, and then of course the folds in the back plate seem to take off of the Hero Versus. But it does have the battle damage that the B Versus, along with nearly all other Versus gloves, have, with the very patternific scratch marks, so on and so forth. So I apologize for the loud noises. There's a bunch of weird box trucks going by. Shit, I hope there's not a freaking wasp, like, flying around me trying to crawl on me or something like that. If If I start randomly screaming, that would be why, but for now, I feel something crawling on me and I don't like it. Anyways, though, back to the glove. Sorry for my little interruption there. Some other things that kind of distinguish this Versus glove from other Versus gloves is, and I guess what was matchable on it, was first off, this Versus glove appears to only have the dimples on the 3 backplate rivets here. The stalls up here don't have those dimples. At least the stall rivets don't. Another thing is, granted, I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but there's a very noticeable light spot, kind of like an arrow shape of weathering there on the ring finger stall. And lastly, on the side of the ring finger tip, there is a very noticeable solder glob on the back there. The rest of the blades are just soldered kind of normally, but again, it's very noticeable in the pictures and in some behind the scenes photos of this glove. There's only, like, I'd say maybe like, I have 5 reference shots for this glove. I'm sure there's probably more, but Versus gloves can be difficult to try to match and identify, given some of the scenes that they're used in were so dark and such. So really happy with how these blades turned out too. Very shiny, very reflective. I did do something new actually with the blades. So unless specified, normally what I do for Versus gloves is I have blade blanks or such that are mild steel, and the mild steel blade blanks, they can rust. So one thing I've noticed, and I've had a couple people give me feedback on, is they've noticed that with time their blades might rust. And again, that sometimes that's preventable, sometimes it's not. There's a variety of factors that factor into it. Humidity of your climate, whether or not you're getting your glove wet, so on and so forth. And I'm pretty sure for the screen use gloves they used mild steel for the blades anyways, because quite a few, like on the B Versus in particular, as it sits today, there's a lot of rust on certain parts of the blades. But I did do something new with the blades to try to, I guess, prevent rust. You can actually see a tiny little bit of rust forming like right down there, but on this portion of the blade here, I applied something that hopefully it prevents rust, or at least greatly slows it down. I don't know how well it worked. It's just something I saw online that someone recommended trying to do, so we'll see how well that works out. Another thing is, in a lot of the pictures, the leather seems to change color, and in some of the pictures, like the Demon Freddy scene on the dock, the leather looks almost like a yellowish with a dark spot. In other pictures, it looks kind of like a more orangey kind of color, which is what I did here. And then there's one photo where it looks really heavily, darkly soiled, kind of like the B Versus. So I kind of went with the middle ground in terms of lighting for this, which is the orangey, kind of light brownish color. I more so did that just due to the fact that I used a leather softener on this, and for whatever reason they used 2 different types of leather between like the front and then the palm area. And this palm area was really dark, like it just didn't want to absorb the leather softener. So to kind of blend that in, I went with a darkerish kind of weathering on here to try to blend the 2 together, and I think it turned out really good. Whoa, accidentally bumping the camera. I'm so sorry about that. Freddy in 3D. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, though, I better give my little ramble about Versus gloves. So Versus gloves are notorious of two things. The first being because of how heavy the armature is with the rivets. Versus gloves have been known to have the rivets break on them. On the pictures, because of we don't really know where this glove is today. I only have the actual screen-used pictures to go off of, and it doesn't look like any of the rivets have fallen off or broken, but I could always change whenever this eventually reappears again. But anyways, though, I will send some extra rivets along with, just in case, you know, the rivets decide to break on you and you can easily replace them yourself. The second thing is because of the blades are double beveled on the top and bottom, be careful of blade-to-blade collisions, kind of like right there, clacking the two blades together, because that will kind of ding up and dent up the bevels. It's happened a little bit now from me just kind of fiddling with it here like this, but it's just something to be aware of too, that, you know, if you're being very aggressive with this and not mindful of clacking the blades together, that will happen and occur. Also, I'm not going to take the leather off to this to show the underside, but can't fucking talk today. The underside of the palm, solely due to the fact that, again, this glove is currently missing. We don't know where it is. I'm sure somebody owns it. A good majority of the other Versus gloves have popped up and appeared in people's collections. So, I would not be surprised to see the Demon Freddy Versus pop up and go to auction here sometime within, like, the next 10 years or so. But yeah, here is your metal Demon Freddy Versus Brandon. I actually have to do another one of these. Somebody else had messaged me back in June wanting to get a Demon Freddy Versus glove. Oh, did I ever finish talking about the differences? Basically, template differences. Basically, like how the index and ring finger stalls are a bit more rounded. The index more so. This is kind of has a flat bottom there, but that's the only other, like, real big noticeable distinguishing difference from other Versus gloves. Though it does take, like, the lengthwise off of the Hero Versus, being the Hero Versus has longer stalls than the others. But yeah, anyways, this video has gone on long enough. Sorry for all the rambling and such, but really happy with how this glove turned out. So yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys all next time.